everybody, and welcome to this instruction video. This video I'd like to show you how to do part 5 of the Enigma blanket. Now part 5 looks like a small part, it's this little triangle, but this little triangle you're going to do on all 4 your edges of the large square that we've made up till now. So it's only 11 rounds, but you're doing this 4 times. Now I'll show you exactly how to work this. So it's on the edge of your larger square. Let's get started. Before starting the first row of part 6, it's important to place a few markers. What you need to do is you need to find or count down from here, from stitch 1, from the corner all the way to the center stitch, and this is stitch number 65. So you're going to have 65 stitches counting, and then mark stitch number 65. That means this one's exactly in the middle, and that you'll have 64 this side and 64 the other side, so exactly the center stitch. Do this on all 4 your edges, because you need this reference point to be able to do the next rows. So place 4 stitch markers on stitch number 65, and then I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to start here around the marked stitch. So for row 1, I'm going to come to this where the marked stitch is on one of the edges. We're going to do the same on all the edges, but I'm going to start on this edge. Here's the marked stitch, then go 3 stitches before and join your yarn with a slip stitch. So this is the marked stitch, then go 1, 2, 3 stitches back and join with a slip stitch. In the marked stitch we're now going to work 3 doubles, chain 2 and 3 doubles. So yarn over, so in this marked stitch, so 1, 2, 3 doubles. At this point I'm just going to remove the marker because we don't need it anymore. So that's 3 doubles, chain 2, and in the same stitch 3 more doubles. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 2 stitches. So this is the stitch where we're currently in. So skip 1, 2 stitches, and here in the 3rd stitch make a slip stitch. There you go. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, skip 2 stitches, so 2 more stitches, 1, 2, and on the 3rd stitch make a slip stitch. This is row 1. You've had the right side of your work facing. At this point turn your work to have the wrong side facing. So we're going to continue with the same color, and now you have the wrong side facing. I'm going to start in the first stitch, and that's this stitch here, that one there. I'm going to start in there with 3 doubles. So yarn over, and then 1, 2, 3 doubles. I'm going to start marking the first and the last stitch. You don't have to. So here, this is the first stitch we just made. You don't have to, but it does at a certain point help to just see where your stitches are. This is the first of those 3 doubles. Now on the next 2 stitches, work 1 double on each. That's 1 and 2. The chain 2 corner space gets 2 doubles, chain 2 and 2 doubles. So we're just going to work a corner here as though it was a square. So chain 2, 2 doubles, 2 doubles, chain 2, and now 2 more doubles in that same corner space. On the next, we've got 3 stitches here. On the first 2 we work 1 double, so we're going to do this symmetrical to coming up. So 1 double on the first 2, and then this last stitch here gets 3 doubles. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now again, I'm just going to mark this last stitch. That's again just to help me find it in the next row. Now this is where we're currently at. So this is the stitch where we worked in, and it's connected here with a slip stitch. Now I'm skipping 2 unworked stitches. Now this stitch is worked, so that means 1, 2 skip, and then come to the 3rd stitch and work a slip stitch in there. So there's this slip stitch, and then 1, 2 skip and work a slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and again skip 2 unworked stitches. So this is where we're currently in. Skip 1, 2 stitches, and in the 3rd work a slip stitch. Now again, turn your work to have the right side facing. Row 3, you can have the right side facing, and now you can start to see why it's easy if we mark those stitches, because we're now going to come and work in the first stitch from the previous row, or the last stitch, kind of depends on how you look at it. So in that stitch, that marked stitch there, work 3 doubles. Because at a certain point all these slip stitches kind of tend to look like stitches, and then it just becomes really hard to see exactly where the stitches are. Yeah, so again, work 3 doubles in that first stitch. I'm just going to move the stitch marker up to the first stitch worked. Now work a double on the next 6 stitches. That will bring you to the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 doubles. Chain 2 corner space gets 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles, just like the previous row. So I'm going to do this a little fast. We're now going to come down and work a double on the next 6 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. You have one more stitch, that's the marked stitch. That one gets 3 doubles in that marked stitch. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Move the stitch marker up to this last stitch worked. There we go. And now we're again going to secure our work here with the slip stitches. Here's the last stitch worked. Skip 1, 2 stitches and work a slip stitch. Again, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip again 2 unworked stitches, so this is the last worked stitch, 1, 2 and another slip stitch. There we go. At this point again, turn your work for row 4. Row 4, you have the wrong side facing. We're going to start again in the first stitch with 3 doubles. That's where the stitch marker is in. So 1, 2, 3, and move the marker up 1 to that first stitch. On the next 10 stitches, that will bring you to the corner space, work a double. So that's 1, 2, 10. There we go. So 10 doubles, 1 on every stitch. In the corner space, work 2 doubles, 1, 2 doubles, chain 2 and 2 doubles, so the same corner as before. There we go. Now come down the edge on the other side and we work a double on the next 10 stitches. This is 1 until we have 10, 2, 10. 10 doubles. In the last stitch, the one that contains my marker, work 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3 doubles, and I'm just going to move the stitch marker to that last worked stitch. There we go. As we've done before, skip 2 unworked stitches, so this is the last one. There's a slip stitch in there, so 1, 2, skip, and then come to the 3rd stitch and join with the slip stitch. At this point you can also fasten off your yarn, so I'm just going to cut my yarn, and I like to just do a little knot in here because then I know these rounds are secure. Turn your work to have the right side facing. For row 5 we're going to work surface slip stitches over the stitches from row 2. So here, this is this triangle here. I'm going to work surface slip stitches. So coming from the back, so insert your hook at the starting point of row 2. So we're going to do over here and just grab yarn from the back. I think between the posts, working these slip stitches. One by one. And I like to just have them a little bit, okay, that this first one will become more neat when you work away that yarn tail. Here. Now to come over to the other side, simply go to the next chain. And then come all the way down. This does take a little bit of time, these surface slip stitches, but the effect is really pretty. Just need to get my hook in there properly. There we go. And there's 2 more. This one, and this is the last one. So over the stitches from row 3. cut your yarn and then pull that yarn tail to the back. And then this yarn tail here, when you work it away, you can see it's already becoming more neat. So that completes the slip stitches on row 2. And we're now going to do the same on row 3. And when you've completed row 6, this is what your work looks like. At this point, fasten off your yarn tails to the back and then leave the right side facing for row 7. Row 7, new color yarn on my hook. I'm going to join, put that stitch marker, one stitch before where we started the triangle. So here's a slip stitch, and just come to the unworked stitch before that. So just go one stitch forward and join there with the slip stitch. In the first stitch, so that's the marked stitch here, and that's why it's really easy to just see where that marked stitch is, that you don't confuse the slip stitches for stitches. I'm going to work 2 single crochets, 2, and just move the stitch marker up to the first of those 2 singles. There we go. Yes, so the first of those 2 singles, just move that marker up. I'm going to continue with the chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and work a single crochet in the next stitch. Now this single is the start of a small repeat, because we're going to do a single crochet, then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, skip, and a single. Again, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and work a single. And now again, need to do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then that immediately brings you to the corner. So in the corner, work a single, chain 5, so a few more stitches than before, so chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the corner work another single. We're now going to come down and do the same that we did coming up. So that means chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and work a single in the stitch after. Again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and a single. Got to do that once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and a single. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're only skipping 2 stitches, and that will bring us to this marked stitch, this last stitch. So 1, 2, then in this last stitch work 2 single crochets. 1, 2. I'm going to move the marker to that last single there. It's just to make it easier. We're going to make a slip stitch in the next unworked stitch. Now, this stitch is already worked, contains a slip stitch, so come to the next and work a slip stitch in there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we finish this row by again 1, 2 stitches skip, and then come to the third and connect with a slip stitch. At this point you can again turn your work for row 8. Row 8, wrong side facing. In the first stitch here, the one that's got the marker, I'm going to start with 3 doubles. So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 doubles in that first stitch. I'm just going to move the marker up to the stitch, to the first of those 3 stitches. Chain 2, 1, 2. Now you've got a single crochet here. We're going to skip that, come to the chain space and work a single crochet in here. Going to come to the next chain space, is this one, and work 8 doubles in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I went a little fast, but it's 8 doubles in that chain space. Come to the next chain space and work a single crochet. Chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and come to the next chain space and work another single. There you go. Now the next chain space should be the chain 5 space, the one that's on the corner here, right at the top of the triangle. In there, I'm going to do 13 doubles. 1, and this will make the new corner. 2, 3, 4. So 13 is quite a stretch. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. So 13 doubles, and you can see that that really makes the corner. In the next chain space, work a single, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, come to the next space, work another single. So this is the same as coming up. We're now going to do that going down, and in the following chain space here work 8. Oh dear, I've just got my yarn a little bit knotted. Let me just take a moment to just, there we go. And then in the next chain space work 8 doubles, so this space here, so that it's the same on both sides, both edges of the triangle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You have 1 chain space left. This one here, work a single crochet in that chain space. Chain 2. There are 2 singles here. I'm going to skip the first one and then come to the second. That's also the last one. That's the one that's got the marker in it. Work 3 doubles in that last stitch. So that's 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to move the marker up to the last stitch worked so that I can find it easier later on. I'm now going to join to the edge here again. So we're going to skip next 2 unworked stitches. So this is the last stitch worked, that one there. Then skip 1, 2, and come to the 3rd stitch and work a slip stitch. There we go. Chain 1 and work a slip stitch in the next stitch. There we go. And now we're ready to turn for row 9. Row 9, in the first stitch, that's the marked stitch here, I'm going to start with working 2 single crochets. That's why it's nice if that stitch is marked, then you can't accidentally work in the wrong stitch. So 2 singles, and then I'm just going to move the stitch marker up to the first stitch here. Now after those 2 singles, I'm going to work a single crochet in the next stitch also. So here in the next stitch, work 1 single, and now we're going to skip, in essence, the single crochet, the chain space, oh sorry, this is a double, the chain space and that first single there. We're going to skip all of that and then come to the first double here on these 8 doubles that we worked in that chain space, and on the first of those doubles work a double. So there's the first double. You see, that's the single crochet, then come to the double, and on there work a double crochet. And now we're going to work a picot. So a picot is a chain 3. And how I do it is, because I've done it in different ways. So after the chain 3, what I do is I come back to the first chain and I work a slip stitch in there, and I try to grab like both loops, because then it's just a bit more secure. There we go. And that gives you this little this little bobble. And we're going to repeat that on all of these doubles. So if you've just done 1, I'm going to do 6 more. So you need to do 7 of these. So I'm going to work a double on the next stitch. And now a picot. So that's chain 3. And then come back to the first chain. And work a slip stitch. And repeat that 7 times total. And these picots, sometimes they look nice and sometimes they look a bit messy, and that's all totally fine, because some people love picots, some people hate them. Doesn't really, I'm on board on both of you guys, because sometimes I love them and sometimes I hate them too. They are a pain to make, but they do look, I do kind of like how they look, but they are a pain to make. So what I find helps with the picot, when I do the slip stitch, so the double, then I do the chain 3, and here when I take it down, now to pull this slip stitch through, I just kind of hold on to all the other things, and then I can just pull that a little bit through. So I'll just show you that one more time, because I am actually on my last double and my last picot. So it's a chain 3, and then to do the slip stitch, so now I hold on to basically the rest of the chain, and then I can just pull that through. There we go. So I've now done this 7 times. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picots, and then there's 1 double left here. On that double you work a double crochet. There you go. So what you then have is you've got 8 doubles and 7 picots between the doubles. Now come to the next chain space and we work a single crochet in here. And now I think you're going to kind of see where this is going, because these 13 doubles are going to do the same as we did here, only now it's a lot more picots. Now it's 12 picots. So I'll show you the first one and then I'll make a jump in the video. So on the first double, so you're going to skip that single crochet, come to the first double, work a double crochet, and then a picot. 1, 2, 3 chain, come to the first chain, and work the picot. So this was 1, and then this here is the second double, chain 3, and complete the picot. So I've now done this 2 times. I'm just going to make a jump in the video, so when I'm on the other side I'll see you back. So I've worked this repeat 12 times, so I've got 12 picots, 12 doubles, and there's 1 double crochet left here on this on this corner, and that last double there, that stitch there, that one gets a double crochet. There we go. We're now going to come down on the other edge of the triangle and do exactly the same as what we did coming up. So that means this chain space here gets a single, and now we come to the next set of 8 doubles and we repeat what we just did. So here again on the first double, work a double and then a picot. So that's a double there on that first double. You're skipping the single crochet, so a double on that first double, and then chain 3 for the picot, and then slip stitch. So it's a double, chain 3, and a slip stitch. I've just done 2. Do a few more. When you've got 7, I'll see you back. I have all these picots. I've got 1 double left. That one gets a double crochet. So now I've again got 8 doubles and 7 picots in between. Here on the last few stitches, I'm going to skip this single, this chain space and the first double, then come to the second double and work a single crochet. And there's 1 stitch left, it's got the marker in it. That stitch gets 2 singles. 1 and 2. Now I'm just going to move the stitch marker to that last stitch worked, so I can easily find it later. Come to around 53 and work a slip stitch in the next unworked stitch. Now this is the last stitch worked, so I'm coming to the next one and work a slip stitch. At this point you can fasten off, so I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm just going to secure this by just making an extra knot. You don't have to, but I just like to secure that thread. That completes row 9. Leave the right side facing for row 10. For round 10 I have the right side facing. So it's the same side as where you finish, just come back to the beginning of the row. Going to join new color yarn in the next unworked stitch. Now this is the stitch that's worked, so this is the first unworked stitch. So in there, join with the slip stitch. And there we go. Now in the first stitch, work 2 single crochets. Now, this is a stitch that has the marker in it, so that's easy to find, and that's also why we put the marker in. So it's 1, 2 singles in that first stitch, and I'm just going to move the marker up to the first single crochet. There we go. So not the slip stitch, but the actual single. The next stitch gets a half double. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to do a back post half double on the third double crochet. Now you've got 8 doubles here, so we need the third one. So back post half double, so I'm just going to yarn over already. So this here is number 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So that one, that's the one we're going for. So you see here, this is the first, second, third double. So from the behind around that third double, and then complete the half double. So you see that's the first, second, third one. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we do again a back post half double, but this time around number 6. So this was number 4, 5, 6. Sorry, this was number 3. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to go 3 half doubles on. Sorry, 3 doubles on, and we work a back post half double around that stitch. So I've got one around number 3 and number 6. Again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to come to this single crochet here, this single that's kind of between these flower petals. On that single, work a treble. So yarn over twice, then into that single, and work a treble. 1, 2, 3. Again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do the same here. And again, on double crochet number 3, we work a back post half double. I'm going to yarn over. So this is 1, this is 2, and then this here is 3. So on that third one, from behind, back post half double. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again a back post half double, but now in stitch number 5. So this was 3, so this means you're just going to move 2 positions up. So this is 4, and then this is 5. So this here is number 5. From the back around the post, work a back post half double. There we go. Now chain 5, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is chain 5 because this is our new corner stitch. So it's 1 chain more than the others. So that was chain 5. I've just got a yarn barf that's about to happen here. I should be able to get to the end of the round and then I can undo that. So chain 5, and now we're going to do a back post half double on double crochet number 9. So this was 5 where we just did 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this here's number 9, that one. From behind, and number 9. And this chain 5 space just worked. I'm just going to pop a stitch marker there. So that's just for me. That's just to remember that that's like the corner, the top of the triangle. So that's the chain 5. Don't have to put this in. It's just something I like to do. So this was on stitch number 9. So again a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a back post half double around stitch number 11. So that was 9. So 10, 11. So we move 2 stitches up. again from behind, back post half double, chain 4, 2, 3, 4. We're getting there, we're getting there. This row takes a bit of time because you're building a framework that we're going to continue on. A treble, so yarn over twice in that single crochet that's exactly between the petals here. So that's single there. If you pull it apart, that's single there. Then go 1, 2, 3. So that's a treble exactly in between. Again, a flower petal here. Need to do back post stitches, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again on double crochet number 3. So this is 1, that's 2, and this is 3. So the third one from behind, back post half double, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then number 6, double crochet. So this was 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 6 here from the back, back post half double, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you've got this framework almost done. And just a few words, if you've got them, I've got number 3 and 6 here, but if you happen to have number 2 and 6 or 3 and that's all fine. It's not critical if it's exactly one to the left or to the right. So give yourself some freedom there and don't be too stressed about that. So the chain 4. Now to finish the row, I'm going to work a half double on the second last stitch. So I'm going to skip all of this, and there are quite a few stitches here. Here's the last stitch. Come to the second last stitch and work a half double in there. I'm going to skip all of that. That second last stitch gets a half double, and then this last one here gets 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And I'm just going to move the stitch marker up. If it's 2, that single crochet I just worked, and I've got all my yarn tails in the way. There we go. And now we're going to join 2 round 53. So come to the next unworked stitch, this one here, slip stitch in there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and then come to the third and work a slip stitch. There we go. Then turn your work for row 11. Row 11 we're at, and we're going to continue with the same color. In the first stitch, the way the stitch marker is in, work 3 doubles. And you have the wrong side facing right now, and if you happen to have the right side facing, that's also fine. This round is very forgiving, so don't worry, just leave it. 2 and 3. 3 doubles in that first stitch, and I'm just going to move the stitch marker up here to the first of those 3 doubles. In the next stitch, work 2 doubles. So that's 1 and 2. So 2 doubles in the next stitch. Now I'm going to work 4 doubles in the next 5 chain spaces. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain spaces before you get here to the corner. So these 5 chain spaces, they all get 4 doubles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 doubles in that chain space. So I've just done one. I'm going to do the other 4 as well, and then I'll see you back here when you're at the chain 5 corner space. So work 4 doubles in each of these chain spaces. So I've worked 4 doubles in all 5 of those chain spaces, and now I'm at the chain 5 corner space here at the top where I put the marker. And the reason why I put this marker is that you don't accidentally continue, so that you really stop at this chain space, because here you need to do something different. Here we're going to work a new corner. That's 3 doubles, chain 2, and 3 doubles in this chain 5 space. So 1, 2, 3 doubles, chain 2, and 3 more doubles. I'm just going to remove the marker because this one I don't need now. I can really tell where the corner is now. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So this is the new corner. So 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles in that corner space. Now I'm going to come down and work 4 doubles in the next 5 chain spaces. So this is the next space in there. So I'm going to skip all the single crochets in between. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 doubles. Continue like this right until you get here. So on these next 4 spaces work 4 doubles as well. Worked all the doubles, and now you're here almost to the edge. So you've got 4 doubles in all of those chain spaces. Work a double on the next 2 stitches. So I've got 3 stitches left here. So you see there's 1, 2, 3 stitches. Work a double on the first one, and a double on the second one, and then in the last stitch, that's where the stitch marker is currently in, work 3 doubles on there. And the stitch marker is a little bit in the way. I'm just going to remove the marker. It's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to place it back on that last stitch worked. There we go. To secure 2 round 53, so the base of the triangle. So here's the last stitch worked. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, so that's 1, 2, skip, and then come to the 3rd stitch. So last work, 1, 2, the 3rd stitch, and work a slip stitch. At this point you can also fasten off. So I'm again going to cut my yarn, and then I'll make a slip knot here, because then I really know this triangle isn't going anywhere. That completes row 11. So here see the first 11 rows worked on one edge of the square. Now these 11 rows, you need to work them on the other 3 sides as well. So this one here, need to repeat that on this edge. So here you've also marked that center stitch. So work a triangle here, and on this side, and on this side also. So on 3 more sides, repeat what you've done here. Repeat that on those 3 edges also. So the same color placement, everything, repeat on the other 3 edges. And while you're at it, I'm going to do that as well. Just work away your yarn tails here to the back. Then you don't have to do all of that at the end of the blanket. So for now, repeat on the other 3 edges. And when you've repeated this little triangle on your other 3 edges, you've completed part 5 of Enigma Blanket. I want to thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time for part 6.